your first card is going to deal with the 8 of Fire. So this is communication, back and forth. Looks like that's a lot of internet. Let me get the others out and then I'll tell you. Then you have the 4 of Water. This is that boredom. You're going to be bored apparently, right? All you could do is watch TV and watch YouTube. And then we have the King of Water. Some of you guys could be dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Doesn't have to be. Okay, so my Capricorns. Recent past, you have the 8 of Fire, 4 of Water, and King of Water. So like I said, 8 of Fire has to do with communication. This could be romantic, it could be social, it could be anything, right? Back and forth. So I do see this as media. A lot of media stuff going on, social media, just around the world media, constantly getting information. You know, they're keeping us up to date, so that's a good thing. Others of you could have recently received some information from someone that apparently all of a sudden they're missing you, wondering what you're doing. Maybe because they're bored. Somebody here is bored and it's like, well, I ain't got nothing else to do. Let me call a Capricorn. Or Capricorn, you're doing that. Like, you know, I got all this time in my hands. Let me see what so-and-so is doing. So there's some stuff, maybe people you haven't heard from for a while, or just people you didn't want to talk to at that time. And now somebody is bored with it. And then the King of Water has to do with love. So now maybe after having all this time to yourselves or them, you know, things are coming up where it's like maybe feeling like the love is there, wondering if they're still feeling the same way about you or you them. Somebody's making someone feel like they miss someone and now they want to talk to you. No, they want to tell you how they're feeling, what they did, why they didn't do what they were supposed to do, or however that is. Very emotional. Before, it seems like this person could have not been available emotionally. Someone here was very emotionally detached. And now they feeling like they want to talk. You are them. Now let's talk about your present energy. Yeah, somebody's feeling alone and lost. Not happy with what's going on in the world. It's like feeling like you're in the Twilight Zone. Like, is this a Twilight Zone? Present energy, you have the 4 of Earth. So this has to do with holding on to something, someone very, very tightly. Savings, definitely. Some of you guys are really focusing on your money. Like, okay, so what's going to happen? Do I have enough saved? Do I need to save some more? Like, what can I do? Maybe go into some kind of online stuff, because apparently that is what's happening right now. If you're doing, like, you know, kind of like me here, I don't really deal with people, right? Like, contact-wise. So some of you guys might be thinking about this, like, let me do something online. What can I do online? Can I sell something? You have a lot of ideas. A lot of ideas. You have unlimited ideas. And they want you to know that for the most part, if this is what you want to do, you have passion about it, there's some kind of desire within you, then this will guarantee you to bring you blessings. Also something about giving joyfully. Maybe now you want to look into organizations, corporations, and be more in alignment with spiritual groups, support groups, stuff like this. So wanting to be around people who spiritually support you, inspire you. Maybe that's what you want to be with someone else. Something about that. It's like volunteering, but you can't physically volunteer at this time. But there's things that you're thinking about to help. So that's awesome. And then when it has to do with your emotions, like the way you feel, maybe you have been holding on to your feelings, not wanting to say how you feel. waiting on them, or not having the courage to say anything because of fear of rejection, or just not wanting to say anything. Underneath this Eight of Fire, though, it's like now you kind of do. Now you kind of do. You or them. Opening up about something. In your next card, you have the Seven of Air. I had seen this one earlier, but I didn't want to see it, and it came back up. Seven of Air has to do with feeling deceived. Kind of what I was saying earlier, like wondering, is there something you haven't been told? Is there something that is being kept from me? Right? Feeling betrayed, feeling cheated. Underneath the Four of Water, so there's something perhaps that you're just not happy about. Like nothing's kind of happening. You want to take action, but then it's like you can't. It's like, why? You know, we know why, but feeling restless in that way. So there's a need to look closer into things. Look closer. Maybe there's something that you're missing. Something hasn't been told. It doesn't necessarily have to be all negative, just like, what aren't you telling me? What aren't you telling me? A little bit of self-sabotage there, where okay, so here it is. You know when you're by yourself a lot, and all you have to do is think, and think and think and think. Well, there's seems to be a tendency to think a little bit negative, like a feeling of people are out to get me, but it's a thought, it's your thoughts. So try not to, I guess. I mean, all I could do is try not to think negative, worst case scenario possibilities. Don't let the fear get to you. Don't let the fear get to you. And they're thoughts, right? So if you don't think them, they're not going to happen. So try to, when you feel like you're thinking in that way, or going in that a little bit of depression mode, switch it around, turn it around, and make it into something positive. Yeah, I know. I could say it all day, but it's not going to, realistically, depends what you're doing, what situation you're on. It's your life, right? So it's easy for someone to tell you this, but they're not in your life, so they can't really talk on it. I know. And then your next card is the Magician. Okay. So some of you guys could be dealing with a Gemini in particular. Could be. But the Magician is a very powerful manifester of energy. The Magician basically says that you have every single thing you need right now at this moment, my Capricorns, to do whatever the heck it is you're trying to do. You have that power of manifestation. Even if you're not outside, you can do something inside. There's other things that you already have thought about, and maybe you couldn't have done them before, but now you're put in this place where you kind of have nothing else to do but think about that. And then again, with a feeling of being manipulated, like all of a sudden this person that does want to talk to you, that didn't talk to you in a while, it's like, well, what do you want? You weren't talking to me before, and all of a sudden you loving me. Okay, there must be behind the scenes. What are you planning? What is it you're trying to get from me? What do you need? For cross watchers, this is how you're feeling, right? If Capricorn all of a sudden is reaching out, talking about they're always thinking about you, they miss you, they can't live without you. It's like, dude, you've been living without me for like months, for like years, like a decade. Now all of a sudden you realize you need me. What do you want from me? For some, near future, it's like people are having a lot of time to think. Now they want to communicate. Make amends. Make amends. Your next card is the King of Fire. So some of you could be dealing with an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be, right? It doesn't have to be a king. It could be a queen. you could just be taking on the energy of the King of Fire, which, remember, in April, we're actually in Aries. So could be taking a lot of that Aries energy, which is all about feeling empowered, feeling like doing something. This energy is someone that goes and gets whatever the heck they want. They want it, they go get it. They're go-getters. It could be in regards to starting some kind of business, like I said, because this is like a boss. Starting something that you've always wanted to do, but again, maybe you couldn't do before. Or employment, career, getting a new job. Or now some of you might be faced to do something different because you might be making sure, well, you want to make sure you have enough for you and your family, right? So it's like, what else can I do on the side? What else? What are my options? I'm going to do it. It's like there's more time to plan, more time to take action because, like, we know a lot of people probably can't work at this time. So they're thinking of other things. Their brain synapses, there's all kind of synapses going on that is making you feel inspired and motivated to do something else. Your next card is the Two of Fire. More fire. So this is being at a crossroads, right? Trying to figure out which path you want to go on. So I usually see this one as, it depends. Where are you now? Do you like where you are? Do you like what you're doing? Can it be fixable? Or do you want to go do something else? Start and create something else. Do something for yourself, for the world. Something that you've always, again, wanted to do. Underneath the Seven of Air, maybe you could have been telling yourself a little bit of, no, that's not possible. I can't do that. That's too much work. That's not for me. Or people around you, in your center, could have been having this kind of influence in regards to whatever it is that you've talked about that you've wanted to do. That maybe you kind of stopped talking to other people about it because all they have to say is negative things. But now that, with all this social distancing, it's like that their negative vibe isn't around you. So now you can kind of do whatever the heck you want, right? A little bit of a blessing in disguise for some of you. And now, also, you get to see who your friends are. You get to see who those that are really there for you, the true supporters, not the fakers, the haters. Let's have one more card. The World. The World. So this is ending cycles, starting brand new cycles. Underneath the Magician. So there's this new energy that is coming on again of how can I help the world, or how is the world's, vibe affecting me? How can I use it to my benefit in a good way? Hopefully you guys are doing it in a good way, right? Something like this. Okay, so you know how I just said in a good way? Maybe someone around you or the thought has come up of how can I take advantage of this situation for me? And it might not sound so right, not so good to other people, and they might be a bit accusing you, like, why would you want to do that? That's kind of selfish. You're taking advantage. But I think it has to do with the way that you explain it, or the way you put it out there, or what is assumed. What is assumed. So communicate clearly in regards to that. And if you're going to do something like this, let it be for the world in a good way, in a good way. If you're around someone that is trying to do it the bad way, I guess, then yeah, that is a manipulative energy. So stay away. Stay away. There is something about divine order. There is something about divine knowledge. It's being revealed to you, and it's bringing you an understanding, a greater understanding of all these major transformations that are happening. Again, there is the invention. What is that? Necessity is the mother of invention. So you're realizing how you're not happy, or people are just not happy with what's going on in the world, and your world's feeling, like I said, upside down, like the twilight zone. So this might help you get up and do something about it that is actually going to help. And you know, the world doesn't have to be the whole world. It could be your world around you. That's your world, right? Your reality. And beneath the deck, you have the Messenger of Fire. So this is the Knight of Wands in the other decks. So this is exciting news. Overall energy, it's messages. Something exciting, something that gets, you know, your heart with that pitter-patter, right? But then when it has to do with a person, I see this as someone that is not very consistent, doesn't stick around. This energy back here where you haven't talked to this person forever, now all of a sudden they want to come and, you know, come in late, come and talk to you all late, you know, them kind of calls. It's like they come in with the passion, but then they leave with the passion, and then they give it to someone else. So, something like that. But there is a lot of communication coming for sure. And that's what we're hearing every day. Something new. It's like it keeps changing, right? If they talk about, you know, today we're going to give you this much. Tomorrow it's like, oh, no, not so much. Today we're going to, we want you to do this. The next day it's like, oh, you know, they keep changing their mind. It's like, make up your mind already. Be consistent with it. Now, my Capricorns, let's talk about this Four of Earth. Is there something that you're holding on? Something, someone that you're holding on to tightly, or they are holding on to you? You have the Ten of Swords upright. So this is difficult situations. This is feeling backstabbed, feeling betrayed, like, how much more of this do I have to take? Like, I'm done. Like, that's enough. I feel like you're being bombarded with information or communication. Somebody's trying to come into your circle, into your world. But somebody here is unable to forget what was done. It's too hard to remember all that they put you through. It's too hard to forget all that they put you through. Or crosswatchers, you just can't forget. That's what you're holding on to. Like, I can't forget what you said. I can't forget what you did. Like, I don't care how many flowers you know, send me, or how much you're trying to remind me of the good times and the passionate times. Like, I can't forget. Some of you had to do it money. It's like, okay, can you pay me my money first, and then I'll see if I can forget, right? Now let's see. What is the Seven of Earth? Air. Seven of Air. It's clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So this is juggling. I need to balance emotions for some. You know, all up in the air. Feeling upside down. What's going to happen? So, clarifying the Seven of Air, and that maybe that's what it is. Some of you guys can't forget how you were juggled. You were not just the only one. Or crosswatchers, you, right? Like, I can't believe that you had me and someone else. I can't believe that you betrayed me like that. I can't believe you're not going to ever do it again. So, yeah, my emotions about you are up in the air. For the most part, I was satisfied with not dealing with you, and now here you come. So I can't trust. There's a lack of trust. I cannot trust that you are going to be balanced and emotionally available, because it wasn't like that before. So yeah, things are changing in the world, but that, I don't think it changed you. for some, right? And then others of you, this is just the whole needing balance in your life, not satisfied where you are, not happy, not content, and trying to, figure out ways of getting that balance in your life. Emotional too. How do I give back to being feeling normal? And then we have the Magician is clarified by the Four of Pentacles again, which we have here. Holding on to something, someone very, very tightly, a bit stingy with it. With the way you feel, with your money, keeping it to yourself. Clarifying the Magician could be dealing, like I said, with a Gemini. Maybe a Gemini is not telling you all that they are supposed to. That feeling of, what aren't you telling me? Are you trying to manipulate? Are you trying to take from my savings? You know? Something like this. Holding on. There's a fear of being manipulated, a fear of being taken advantage of. Now what is this? King of Fire. The King of Fire is clarified by the Lovers, more Gemini energy. So, besides it possibly being a Gemini for some of you guys that you're dealing with, remember, don't get all caught up with the signs, because remember, we have all of these signs for the most part in our own natal chart. So we could just be harnessing some of that energy ourselves. So the Lovers also has to do with a choice, a decision. I mean, you might have to decide between two people, two kings, water sign, fire sign, possibly. Or you've been wondering if the person that, okay, somebody has said that they have selected you, but you're not believing it. You think it's this energy over here just trying to come in real quick, and then leave. That's why it's like a fear of being manipulated, holding on to the way you really, really feel, not wanting to say it all, because also the energy of people taking what you say and using it in their own way. Now, back to the choice. Head over heart decision. Something that needs to be decided. Whether or not you want to start this new endeavor, this new career, this new passion of yours for some. Taking action. Like, do I wait? Do I stay? Needing more information. Some of you just going to go out and search it yourself. Clarifying the Two of Fire is the Queen of Cups. Okay, so we have the King of Cups, basically King of Water, and the Queen of Cups. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio for some. So, being at a crossroads, trying to... Okay, so some of you guys were already done waiting, expecting someone to come through. That didn't happen, like I was there missing out. They missed out, not me type of energy. And started just focusing on yourself, taking care of you, loving you, your family, your intuition, being more spiritually aligned, spiritually awakening, just different things going on, different realms. So now when this energy or whoever this is, whatever this is trying to come in and mess up your balance, your zen, now it's like, do I believe it? But you intuitively already know the answer to this. Some of you, this whole drama with the world has made them see things differently. Definitely. That's a small percentage though, let me tell you. And the rest of you, so much time has passed that you've healed and you have different priorities now. You got other things on your mind. That's not the main thing anymore. And then clarifying the world, you have the Seven of Cups. I love this right here. Because this way, it's like I'm confused. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to start. Who's telling me the truth? Who isn't? Confusion. Too many options, too many choices. In reverse, fog has lifted. In regards to possibly what's going on, did I say the world enough? In the world? Or, again, your world. It's a grounding. It's a grounding. Okay, so a lot of you guys have not, are getting to a point, are going to get to a point in April where you're not letting those affect you. Can sense the vibration, can sense their energy, so they can't even come close. Boundaries, setting up, put up those walls, those boundaries have been set, right? And you are closing that chapter, that cycle of your life that you haven't trusted, that you feel might even have manipulated you. And that is part of lifting the fog, the confusion. There is no more confusion. I'm not confused. I know what I want to do. Whatever this new thing is, whatever this plan is of yours, because everybody got a different thing, right? Let's see. And then beneath the deck, you have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So I feel like you guys are going to take on the energy of, you know how I just said the boundaries? If there's anything that's not coming through from you, that I have a tinge of feeling that you're not speaking to me truthfully, I'm not going to be interested. I'm going to stick around to find out if it's true or not. I'm not going to wait for you to give me the other side. Half truths, no more half truths. All I want is the truth. I'm only dealing with people that I can trust, that are honest, that have been honest with me. Because apparently that's been some kind of issue where it's like they give you a little bit of the truth, enough to keep you there, and ultimately there's been other things going on in the back, right? Behind the scenes. And you're not trying to be just a little bit happy. You want to be all the way happy. All the way happy. And this time, stability is coming, see? And this time of self-reflection and isolation, again, has made you guys really, really see a different side of you, yourselves. What you thought you wanted, what you thought once was making you happy, or was gonna make you happy is different now. Things have changed. And now, my Capricorns, yeah, we ain't got no choice right now, huh? Here's your card, Quiet Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the outer world so that you can discern and process your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself and you'll have more clarity about what to do next. Kind of like what I was saying, like this time it's going to be to your benefit. I know it might not feel like that, but ultimately it's happening for a reason. Okay, my Capricorns, I hope that makes sense.